Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, and today in this video I'm going to talk about the top 5 things you should never do in class. So these are things you do not want to do in class because they are not very good, or you could get in really big trouble for them, and it's not respectful to the classroom. So I'm going to get started, and I know some teachers will let their students do some of the stuff. Not that I'm saying it's a good thing, but there's some teachers who will let their students just try to have fun. But these are just things you personally should not do in class, especially if there is a substitute. So I'm going to get started, and let me know if any of your classmates have ever done this in class before. So here we go. So number 1 on my list should be eat unless your teacher says it's okay. So now I know some teachers are cool with their kids eating in the classroom if they'll clean up after themselves, but some teachers just will not allow their students to eat in the classroom. I know a couple of my classmates have gotten in trouble for eating in the classroom. When I was in elementary school, I think I was in 3rd grade. I was in 3rd grade, and I remember one of my classmates would always eat his snack in line because he would wait till the last minute to eat his snack when we'd be walking through the hallways, and we weren't allowed to eat when we were walking through the hallways at school. But some teachers are okay with you eating in the classroom if you're hungry and you haven't had time to have breakfast, but it's not always a good idea because sometimes you can attract ants in the classroom if you don't clean up. Number 2 on my list should be have your phone out. Now, having your phone out is probably the rule that everybody needs to follow. Not being allowed to have your phone out in class is a rule that everybody needs to follow, and this is a big issue with students at school. Some students like to have their cell phones out and just be on their cell phones a lot. I know some kids like to use their cell phones as a calculator later, but it's never good to have your cell phone out because you can be distracted by your social media apps and stuff. So you never want to have your phone out. And I was very lucky when I was in school. I never had my cell phone out because I had one of those old-fashioned dial phones. I didn't have the iPhone like everybody had, which was a big hit when I was a kid in high school and middle school. Yeah, I never had those kind of phones, so I never would have my cell phone out, which is a good thing because people would be scrolling through social media. People would be looking at their cell phones and stuff. So it's just, or watch YouTube. So yeah, I never had a cell phone like that when I was a kid. So you never want to have your cell phone out unless you're allowed to use it for Google Translate if you speak a different language than English, or unless you're using it for a calculator. Number 3 on my list should be arm wrestle. Now, I do have a story about how 2 boys in my class decided to arm wrestle when there was a substitute, which was a terrible idea, which I'll link down below if you didn't see. Arm wrestling is not a very good thing because you could probably knock somebody's stuff over, you can hurt yourself, and it is just not a good idea to arm wrestle in class, especially if you have a substitute teacher. It's just not appropriate. I mean, it's some teachers may be okay if the kids are just having fun, but it's really not appropriate to arm wrestle, especially if you're doing work or if the teacher's trying to teach. Number 4 on my list should be watch YouTube on the class computer. Now, YouTube, you shouldn't be watching YouTube on the class computer at school just because it's very distracting, and you'll be scrolling through YouTube watching videos and stuff, and rather than do your classwork. So you never want to watch. Sorry, I got a phone call. I should have paused the camera. Anyway, you should never watch YouTube on the class computer just because you may not be watching school appropriate stuff, or it's very distracting for you when you're trying to get your work done, or it's distracting to the rest of the class if you're trying to watch YouTube. So you never want to watch YouTube on the school computer. And I remember in my school, YouTube was blocked on the computer at my school just because I think not a lot of kids, because of the school internet connection. I don't know, but YouTube at my high school was literally blocked on the computers at school. Also, we couldn't watch YouTube at my school. Number 5 on my list had to be loud when playing a game. Now, being loud when playing a game is really not appropriate at school because you're disturbing the other class that is next door, and it's going to cause your class to get in so much trouble that you're not allowed to play games in the classroom, which is not okay. And I have a story about how I was playing a game of Heads Up 7-Up in class with my classmates when my teacher wasn't in the room, and it ended up being really embarrassing because someone was way too loud. And I'll link the story down below if you didn't see. Okay, so those are my top 5 things you should never do in class. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.